Hello guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about Central Limit Theorem, which is a very most often heard term during hypothesis testing. So to understand Central Limit Theorem, let, let's go a step back and understand where is it used. I'll try to put this as much practical as possible so that like this topic I tried learning a lot of times. I'm a kind of person who like if I don't see that in practice, I can't understand. So I'll try to teach in the similar way. I did a lot of research on it, so I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. So let's go a step back and I'll try to understand you what is hypothesis testing and where does this central limit theorem lie in. So for that, I would be telling you a small story of a small school. For instance, let's say there are a group of big class of around 100 people. Let's assume that there are 100 students, okay? There are 100 students, and you have selected around 40 students. You divided this 100 students big group into two different 40 and 40. Okay, this is group 1, this is group 2. Okay, let's assume that these people are of equal caliber, they don't have anything in difference, and let's keep this as an assumption. Okay, so for this 40 people, you conducted a test on, let's say, mathematics, and they scored 36 out of 100. Okay, I know that's pretty low, but yeah, let's assume that they scored 36 out of 100. And for the other group, let's say you taught them something, some kind of new techniques, like whatever central limit theorem. Let's say I'm the teacher for this group, okay, and I tried understanding them way better, and I tried keeping them in simple terms, that which I'm doing like right now, and they scored around 45. Okay, 45 out of 100. So we can clearly see there is an increase from 36 to 45. So can they hire me? So am I doing a good job? Because of me, did they score significantly high score from the 36 to 45? So this is an hypothesis testing. So hypothesis testing says that one uh, department head says that, oh, that's completely natural. Like, the it might be random, might be random that might be random that group B, uh, that group B is scoring higher than the first group, whereas the other department member says that no, it's because of Kaushik, it's because of Kaushik, they they scored higher mark. So for this, to compare this, see, to say that who is right and who is wrong, so for that we conduct hypothesis testing. So that those are like Z test and T test. And so for I'm not gonna explain you what is Z test and T test. I'll just give you an overview. So Z test and T test considers all this information into considers all this information and evaluates whether this information is right or wrong. Like whether this increase is because of this particular technique that we used, for in this case like it's me. Okay, so but whereas for the jet test and test T test, there is something called we got to make sure that like this is the average score, right? Average score, average score. So let's say this is A and this is B. Okay, so for Z test and T test, it says that when you are comparing two means of two groups, in this case two sample means, it should follow normal distribution. Should follow normal distribution. Normal distribution. So here, to underline that assumption, central limit theorem comes into the picture. Let's say you have the whole population. Let's say these are 100 students, 100 students out of the class, and if you uh, like plot them, plot the distribution of marks. For instance, let's say this is 0 to 100, and they have certainly, it's not a normal distribution, it's some other distribution, right? So whereas if you take samples, let's say sample of, as I said, 40 students, right? 40 students, you have taken two groups, right? So each group has like 40 students in each, so these groups are nothing but samples. If you take all these samples, let's say this is one sample, this is two second sample, three sample, four sample, five sample, let's say there are like around 80 samples. If you take 80 samples and take the mean of the score, just like this, mean average of the score of each sample, and plot the distribution of the means, just like that. X1, this represents the average score of the group A, group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5. So in similar way, if you plot all the groups, you can see that the distribution of sample means follow normal distribution. You can visually see that, like, but there are two conditions to when this can be applied. So one thing is the sample size should be at least greater than or equal to 30. So here it's 40, right, which is greater than or equal to 30, so it satisfies our concern. So it need not be a normal distribution, the population need not be a normal distribution. The average, the means of the samples will always try to follow normal distribution. So that will be verified by central limit theorem, says that. So because of that property, all this hypothesis testing can be applied to this, and we can verify the result. So that's about a central limit theorem. I hope you guys liked it, and let me know down in comments if you need any kind of topics more in detail like this. I would be I think I also have a video on jet test and t test, and you can go to my channel and look for that. And see you guys in the next video.